Welcome. In this video, we'll explore HTML character entities. These are special characters that can't be directly typed in HTML and need a special representation. We will learn how to represent them using character entity codes. For example, the less than symbol, the copyright symbol, and the heart symbol. These symbols needs to be represented with entity codes such as &LT semicolon, &copy semicolon, and &heart semicolon respectively. Let's understand when and why to use HTML entities. Some characters are reserved in HTML and must be replaced with character entities. The less than sign is represented by &LT semicolon. The greater than sign is represented by &GT semicolon. The ampersand sign itself is represented by &AMP semicolon, and the quotation mark is represented by &quote semicolon. Entities also represent characters that are invisible in normal text. A non-breaking space is represented by nbsp semicolon. A zero-width space is represented by #8203 semicolon, and a thin space is represented by #8201 semicolon. These invisible characters help with formatting and layout control. Here are some frequently used special characters and symbols. The less than sign with entity name &LT semicolon and entity number #60 semicolon is the less than sign. The greater than sign with entity name &GT semicolon and entity number #62 semicolon is the greater than sign. The ampersand with entity name &AMP semicolon and entity number #38 semicolon represents the ampersand. The quotation mark with entity name &quote semicolon and entity number #34 semicolon represents a quotation mark. The apostrophe with entity name &APOS semicolon and entity number #39 semicolon represents an apostrophe. Finally, the non-breaking space with entity name &NBSP semicolon and entity number #160 semicolon represents a non-breaking space. Both named entities and numeric entities can be used interchangeably in HTML. Let's explore mathematical, currency, and other special symbols as character entities. For mathematical symbols, we have plus or minus, represented by +, minus semicolon, multiplication, represented by & times semicolon, division, represented by & divide semicolon, summation, represented by &sum semicolon, square root, represented by & radical semicolon, and infinity, represented by &infin semicolon. These are commonly used in mathematical expressions and formulas. For currency symbols, we have the euro, represented by &euro semicolon, the pound sterling, represented by &pound semicolon, the yen, represented by yen semicolon, the cent, represented by cent semicolon, the Indian rupee, represented by #8377 semicolon, and the Philippine peso, represented by #8369 semicolon. These are international currency symbols for global applications. Here are more HTML character entities, including arrows, technical symbols, and other special characters. For arrow symbols, we have the left arrow, represented by &L arrow semicolon, the right arrow, represented by &R arrow semicolon, the up arrow, represented by &U arrow semicolon, the down arrow, represented by &D arrow semicolon, the horizontal arrow, represented by &H arrow semicolon, and the right double arrow, represented by &R capital arrow semicolon. These are useful for navigation and directional indicators. For technical symbols, we have the copyright symbol, represented by &copy semicolon, the registered trademark symbol, represented by &register semicolon, the trademark symbol, represented by &trade semicolon, the degree symbol, represented by &degree semicolon, the micro symbol, represented by micro semicolon, and the paragraph symbol, represented by para semicolon. These are common symbols for legal, scientific, and technical content. Let's see some practical examples of character entities in code. In HTML, &LT semicolon is used for opening tags and &GT semicolon for closing tags. Copyright &copy semicolon 2023, vertical bar, temperature 72 degrees semicolon F. This text has nbsp semicolon, nbsp semicolon, nbsp semicolon extra spaces. Character entities ensure proper rendering of special characters in HTML documents. Let's look at some best practices for using HTML character entities effectively. Always use character entities for reserved characters in HTML content. Use them for special symbols not found on a standard keyboard. Employ nbsp semicolon for non-breaking spaces when you need precise control over white space. Named entities like &copy semicolon are generally more readable. Numeric entities like #169 semicolon have broader support across different systems. Make sure to use validation tools to check entity usage and always consider accessibility when using special symbols. In summary, HTML character entities allow us to display reserved characters, special symbols, and invisible characters that would otherwise be difficult or impossible to include directly in HTML code. They ensure consistent rendering across browsers and help maintain the structural integrity of your HTML documents. Examples of symbols are less than and greater than, copyright and registered trademark, heart and diamond, euro and pound, and left and right arrows. For further resources, refer to HTML entity references, the W3C character entity reference, and Unicode character tables. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.